In a small, dimly lit apartment, an old man sat on a rickety wooden chair, his last few pesos spent on the rent. His hands, trembling and paper-thin, clutched a crumpled lottery ticket. The numbers stared back at him, numbers that, after 89 long-wasted years, had finally aligned in his favor. 1,000,000 pesos. For a moment, his weary eyes must have been playing tricks on him. But there it was, on the television screen, confirming it. The same numbers, the same combination. He had won. A dry, cracked laugh escaped his lips, echoing in the empty room. It was the laugh of a man who had spent his entire life chasing something, only to catch it when it no longer mattered. His name was Rodolfo Serrano, but everyone called him Rudy, and once he was a millionaire in his prime. Imagine this: 3 bustling restaurants, a fleet of delivery trucks, and a beautiful home that glowed with laughter and light. His wife, Clara, used to call him her lucky charm. It seemed everything Rudy touched turned to gold. That is, until he touched a deck of cards. It all started so innocently. Small bets just for fun. A friendly poker night with friends. A little bit of harmless thrill, but that thrill soon became a hunger, and that hunger spiraled into a relentless obsession. Before long, Rudy was skipping work, sneaking out in the dead of night, and borrowing money from anyone who would lend it. All for one last time. He was always chasing the next big win, the one that would solve everything. The first thing to go was his car. He told himself he could always buy another one after he hit the jackpot. Then he sold the house, the very same home Clara had lovingly filled with family photos and the echoes of their children's laughter. His wife pleaded with him, begged him to stop. His children cried, their little faces filled with confusion and fear. But Rudy was deaf to their pleas. The only sounds he could hear were the intoxicating roll of the dice and the seductive shuffle of cards. He was convinced, absolutely certain, that the next game would be his redemption. When his own money ran out, he did the unthinkable. He sold one of his own kidneys to pay off his mounting debts and buy his way back to the gambling tables. He dismissed it as just a small sacrifice, a necessary step on his path to winning it all back. That was the final straw for Clara. She packed her bags, took the children, and left. In his gambling-fueled haze, Rudy barely even noticed they were gone. He was too consumed by the chase, too lost in the illusion that his luck was just around the corner. Decades slipped by like sand through his fingers. The glamorous casinos that once welcomed him with open arms had long forgotten his name. His body grew weak, his pockets remained perpetually empty, and his once sharp eyes became cloudy with age and regret. Then came the doctor's grim diagnosis: cancer, with only a few months left to live. At first, Rudy just shrugged. After all, what was there left to lose? He had already lost everything that truly mattered. But tonight, sitting in that barren room, staring at the winning lottery ticket, the crushing irony of it all hit him like a physical blow. 1,000,000 pesos. a fortune for a man who could barely afford his medicine, a cruel joke for a man on the brink of death. His mind drifted back to Clara's face, the warmth of her smile. He thought of his children, who would be adults by now, strangers who probably spoke of him as if he were already gone. He remembered the staggering 70 million pesos he had gambled away throughout his lifetime, realizing with a painful clarity how easily he had thrown away a fortune far greater than the one he now held. Tears, hot and heavy, streamed down his wrinkled cheeks, tracing the lines of a life filled with wrong turns. "If I could just bring back time," he whispered to the silent room, "I'd never gamble again." But time, much like luck, is a current that only flows one way. It never listens to the desperate pleas of the regretful. He carefully placed the winning ticket on the small table. Beside it lay an old, faded family photographer, snapshot from a happier time, a time before everything fell apart. As the sun rose the next morning, its golden rays streamed into the room, illuminating the scene. The ticket was still there, untouched. The light fell upon Rudy's still body, his face finally peaceful, serene for the first time in decades. In the end, he had finally stopped gambling, because fate, the ultimate dealer, had played its last, final card. This story is a powerful reminder of the destructive path of gambling addiction. It's a disease that doesn't just empty wallets, it empties lives, families, and futures. If you or someone you know is struggling, please know that you are not alone and help is available. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If this story touched you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Take care of yourselves and each other.